final session consists in giving the floor to Mr. Moratinos as High Representative of the Alliance to express his view on the one humanity world. As I was mentioning this morning, 500 years ago in Europe, we had many important countries divided into counties and in small parts. France, Germany, Spain, they have different kingdoms inside. And we have created a space that is now a national space. Now we have nations with 1.5 billion people like China, or 30,000 inhabitants like Andorra. But in fact, we have 192 countries in the world only that can have a debate. How we can progress from the United Nations to the united humanity. So I give the floor to Mr. Moratinos.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Juan Antonio. Thank you, all of you, for a really fascinating journey. Of course, we're going to talk about One Humanity, our motto, our engagement, our commitment. But I was going to really use this opportunity to try to get what has been the different contribution that have been expressed during this fascinating day. I think we had a very enriching, inspiring debate. I will see certain differences between the first dialogue that we have in this same room and the one we have today. But before that, I'm going to certain details. I want to say that what we are facing today is some of the intervenants qualified of a new paradigm, a new reality, a new world, a new humanity. And this final word, new humanity, is the one we have to build up, all of us. Because when we are going to really look to the contribution that the new technology, what we have been discussing during the whole day, artificial intelligence, can provide to all humankind, the first focus of all of us should be this one humanity. You know, people who follow my speeches, my lectures, my statements, they are familiar with when I, of course, commit myself and support totally that we have to save the planet. And I think when we want to save the planet, we are all making tremendous contribution in order that the fight against climate change will be a reality. But immediately I say that we have simultaneously, and even from my point of view as human, you have to save humanity. So how we are going to save humanity? Through the all instrument, all mechanism, all organization, we have human being able during the long history of humankind to really organize better our life. Well, as Ambassador Matt said, we have to go from a new architecture. We have been briefed by an architecture today, Mr. Rivas, how important it is to make the new framework of how we live together. So that is my main concern, how we are going to start to live in this one humanity. And we all know that we live in one planet, that we are interdependent, that we are interrelated, that the main challenge and threat and risk and fears and joys and happiness come only if we address them globally, all together, collectively, and not with a small mirror of one individual, or one nation, or one region. We have to look to this sailing and to say we are in the same sea of humanity that protects us. So I want to say that today we listen very important contribution. I started myself with a very simple introductory remark, but I think it's the heart of the matter. AI is good with evil, is good is bad. And our friend Richard Benjamin said, no, artificial intelligence has no conscience. I will come back to that concept. It's a technology. It's no good, it's not bad. But can be used or controlled or made by others going to the right direction or to the wrong direction. We are under new reality. We are going to go to a human reality, or we are going to go to the fake reality, because we will know what is root and what is false, what is virtual or what is real for human beings. So in which world we are going to do? I see that new generation, youth people, maybe they are lucky than us, of my age, of my generation, because they can navigate in these two worlds, the virtual and the real. And they wake up in the morning, they take the phone, laptop, they go navigating, well, metaverse or no metaverse or whatever, they practically dedicate the 8 hours of their life in the screen. We, all generations, prefer to have a different type of life. The real life will be called, but what is going to be virtual? What is going to be fake? What will be truth? What will be a new life for the young humanity? We should also say that, of course, we all agree, and it has been demonstrated extremely, I will say, with a great capacity to conviction, the tremendous advantages, the tremendous contribution of artificial intelligence in the economy, productivity, finance, exports, culture, agriculture. We heard our dear friend, the Chinese, Mr. Chu, about the green economy in China, the tremendous success that Chinese leadership have created for eradicating more the poverty in China. So nobody can contest the tremendous potential of better life for humanity. But at the same time, immediately after, the other side of the coin comes. What will be the consequences? What we know about them? And then come, well, we have to establish principles. So one of the positive elements I will say take as a progress in this dialogue we started 2 years ago is that I found what I will call the proactive defender of the artificial intelligence. This time they talk more and more and more and more about principles, about ethics, about transparency, about responsibility, about the consequences of not having, a certain element to see how could be the negative effect of artificial intelligence. So that is a good thing, but it's enough in order to really conduct this new force of invention of humankind to the right direction. That's something we have to really put ourselves into question. Because it has been discussed this morning, this afternoon. Of course, logarithm set, the motion. There is a model. We were this morning, Mr. Carmona was telling us at the beginning, there is a model. It has been improved. It has been, modified, going. And then it comes the concern and the worries and the preoccupation of how these models are going to produce for the humanity. And so they say, let's try to correct that. Let's try to see how we can introduce transparency, how we can put in the logarithm much more, elements, how we are going to humanize this artificial intelligence. Well, very easy to put human element at the top. And that can mean with, I would say, the hierarchy of what we have to have a clear sense. When I talk about hierarchy, I say that, well, we are now equating human intelligence with artificial intelligence, as it were two similar intelligence, but different. No, I think a lot of intervenants have really mentioned and described that they have to really put under human element, the human control, this artificial intelligence. And Professor Moreira mentioned that several times. The fourth element that really makes me concerned is what Professor Moreira said, that we humans, we are linear, and new technology, artificial intelligence, is exponential. And when we try to catch up, we don't reach, the advancement, the new progress in artificial intelligence. And so we are late. We are late to try to regulate that. Every time we try to regulate, we are not succeeded to regulate because the speed of change is exponential. And we are not able, as human bodies, as human beings, to really try to regulate. And because other interests, to be frank with you, all certain companies, they doesn't want they be regulated. And so, as they know that human beings are linear, we are slow, politicians, organizations, regulatory bodies are complex and so slow, they will continue. They will accelerate. And when we will decide, let's go to regulate, we will find a new reality. We will find the fait accompli, as the friend will say. So how we are going to make this time element of the different speed of reaction something that should be addressed. And then a word come, a concept was mentioned for many of your contribution, is about responsibility. We are talking of a robot, a machine. We are going to judge a machine. We are going to put her to the justice. Who is responsible? Who will be the one to be accountable if there are some elements that have to be addressed? And that is what the philosopher Olga Mariz was trying to explain to us, is because when we have to put the questions, we put the question too late. And we are lazy to put questions. We are, comfortable in society. So they give us a better instrument, a better tool that can facilitate our lives. So they say, why not? Let's go to continue to work. And a final comment that I think is also a new element if we want to put in the declaration we signed, some of us that are here today, last time we met, the first dialogue, is this idea of decentralization that Professor Moreira very brilliantly exposed to us. Because I think it can help in this period of lack of capacity to regulate, at least let's decentralize. Because if we decentralize, we'll be able to understand better the different approaches, the different aspirations, the different needs of each world. Because if we will not do that, we will going to enter in this new tendency, unfortunately, that we are facing today in the world, the divided world. We are on the United Nations sailing today. And United Nations means united, but we are divided nation in this moment. Divided nation that want to go back to these old practices of diplomacy and politics. So how artificial intelligence can help the people who want to maintain this unity in the world, this one humanity? Well, with decentralization, giving everybody, the right to have. There's some intervention mentioned that the digital divide is awful. Well, Ambassador of Peru have a very, very timely question mark about what happened with the countries that have no this capacity, technologically speaking. They are cut off this new development. So all that give us, the sense that decentralization could be a very important element for the future. So, my dear friends, I want to conclude my intervention saying that I think most of you, somebody already mentioned, this film Oppenheimer. It's good to see it. It's a good, very good film. But again, he put, this dialectic between science and conscience. I mean, if you write science, you write conscience. Should we have science without conscience? Should we have science without ethic? Where we go? Because the drama that Oppenheimer lived and is well described in the film is something we have to ask ourselves. Professor Juste that addressed us this morning, his laboratory, his center of Columbia University is adjacent to the building where the Manhattan Project was established. And for that, Professor Juste is so much keen, so much, concerned, because he doesn't want that his tremendous improvement in neurotechnology in the world of neurons could go in direction of similar cases of what happened with the nuclear bomb. So that is that really moved him to move forward to have these neuro rights. So anyhow, thank you very much. As people know, I'm a bit Francophile, because my wife is French, I studied in French school, I read a lot of French authors, and one of my favorites is Michel de Montaigne, a great philosopher. He said that Surtout, il ne faut pas avoir une tête bien pleine, il faut avoir une tête bien faite. I will translate for the one that doesn't know French. It's not enough to have a head full of knowledge or full of data, and we have learned a lot about data. We have to have a well-done brain, well-done mind, and that is what I think you should try to do. Invest in human intelligence as much as we invest in artificial intelligence. If we invest in human intelligence, we will be able to prevail. If not, I don't know, sometime our friend, Benjamin was saying, they have no conscience, they have no good or bad. But as the new technology comes, there are studies and scientific to say that the machine, one day, they will revolt, and they will have conscience themselves, and they will be after us. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy, and you learn, as me, as others, a lot of things for a better world and for one humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, High Representative. And then to end with, as we are in the room of the United Nations more connected with art, we will have a final words on the role of art for peace in a short dialogue between Mr. Chefou and Mr. Moratinos in preparation for the concert that we have prepared on Chinese music played by Western musicians. So I will give the floor to Mr. Chefou to talk on the role of art for peace, and Mr. Moratinos then to conclude the meeting. Mr. Chefou, the floor is yours for 7 minutes. Thank you.
马上。4分钟。
OK。我们在这个屏幕上呈现给大家的是
You have just seen on the screen the
优美的图片。
beautiful images accumulated over thousands of years of Chinese civilization. Today's second UN Global Dialogue on the impact of AI on humanity has taken place, and Mr. Moratinos has given a summary of a productive dialogue. There are very encouraging achievements, and there are also many questions raised. These beautiful images reflect the results of Chinese civilization. China used to have 4 inventions. With each invention or creation, there were worries. However, the Chinese inventions proceeded from love, from goodness, to purify the mind with art. So the last frontier, it's the best way to overcome obstacles in the last frontier created by AI. Several years ago, I discussed with Mr. Moratino on how to use the form of art in the era with highly developed AI and technology. So how to add to the happiness of people. So we are using the image of fans to present this idea. So tonight we are going to witness a performance which features the combination of East and Western art. I think this is the best artistic and philosophical probe of AI and future technologies. In the Intercontinental Hotel several years ago in Geneva, I had a long talk with Mr. Moratinos. I promised at that time that in a few years I will present the best form of art to the world. That's why we created the organization of WPO. In the long historical river of Chinese civilization, we had the best crystallization of Chinese civilization. So after this talk with Mr. Moratinos, we have come here with artistic performance. So we also very much would appreciate your opinion regarding the next steps in this direction.
Thank you. Mr. I give the floor to Mr. Moratinos for the final words.
Thank you very much. Let me start by thanking the interpreters, because they have agreed to stay with us a little more. You know, my dear interpreter, we are fighting for you, for your future, that you maintain your job and your creativity in making this meeting success. So, very short, because what we want is to listen to music. Art, I think, is one of the dimensions of human being that demonstrate the capacity to create. We will be discussing during this morning, this afternoon, how technology, how innovation can be one element of humankind creativity. But art and culture is, well, this creativity can expose the sense of ourselves being in this world, the emotions of each of us, the capacity to really, well, try to express our wishes, our aspiration, and they make us to have a better life. So for that reason, art is part of ourselves, of one humanity, and the way we want to create a better world. And so for that, we are very, very proud that our friend Che Fu have collaborated with us. I have to say that just coming to Geneva from Beijing, I was attending the third summit of One Belt, One Road, the old Silk Road initiative. And when you have the time to visit the old Silk Road, you can see how humanity, at the same time, with no connection, with no GPT-8, with no artificial intelligence, was created the same art, the same product of human being in the caves in France, a prehistoric cave, in China, in Europe. You can go to the valley of Nile Valley in Egypt. You can find in Mesopotamia, and without any connection, they were creating art. So human beings have the possibility to have this creativity, and we have to maintain the hope that this creativity will prevail. So thank you very much. Let's have this combination of the painting, the sailing, and the music. And thank you, Mr. Che Fu, to give us this combination between East and West with music from China and interpreted by Western musicians that I think they are going to really give us a final touch for this fascinating and amazing journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to High Representative and Mr. Che Fu and the audience for this very intense but I think very interesting meeting. And we go now for the concert to conclude the meeting. Thank you very much to all.